Alright, this is X Factor Wrestling Show, episode 3. Today we're going to talk about the return of Chris Jericho, while I have the opportunity to do that, because your questions are starting to flood in. The original plan was for Chris Jericho to debut at Cyber Sunday. That was the original plan. Since that plan went into place, or started coming to fruition, USA Network's Bonnie Hammer, who negotiated the deal with the WWE to have Raw on the USA Network, has approached Vince McMahon with several ideas, and she apparently comes to Vince McMahon on a regular basis and gives him ideas for the show. And Vince passes it along to Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie gives it to who's the head writer now, Brian Gewirtz or something like that. They have their big meeting, and most of the ideas get pushed off to the side and never come to fruition. But the problem is, Bonnie Hammer has now let it be known that she's not happy with the ratings for Raw. Now, they are the highest ratings on the network, and they are keeping the USA Network the number one cable network in cable right now. But they were hoping for more like 4.5, 5.5 ratings, more like back in the Attitude Era. It's not the Attitude Era anymore. The ratings average more like 3.5, and 3.2 even, I think, would be a more accurate average. And a few weeks ago, it was the lowest rating since 95. It was 2.5, which is horrible, which is the worst rating, like I said, in over 12 years. And of course the next week it was right back up to 3.2. But Bonnie Hammer's not happy, and so she wants Jericho to debut on Monday Night Raw, which I think, again, I think I've mentioned in one of the previous shows, that I think is a better idea, because you'll have better viewers, or a higher amount of viewers. Rating will skyrocket, because this is what you should do. This coming Monday night, the one after Cyber Sunday, run one of the Save Us 222 promos, say, coming next week. What's going to happen? Number one, you've got all the viewers that are watching to find out what happened on Cyber Sunday for this coming week. They're going to see Chris Jericho's returning next week, or if they don't know what the Save Us 222 promos are, they're going to say, oh, I want to find out what this is. They're all going to tune in next week. You can run it on ECW and SmackDown as well, and that way you're getting those viewers to come to Raw. And, think of what the rating would be, especially if you leave Jericho's debut until, the last segment or the second to last segment of the show. The viewers are going to keep watching to find, because they're not going to know when it's going to happen. And the rating would just skyrocket. And more people are going to watch Raw than watch Cyber Sunday. That's my take on it. I think most people have figured out by now that you don't even need to order pay-per-views. You can either catch them on streaming TV for like $1 a month at certain websites, which I won't advocate here, or you can download them at a place, on torrent sites, and usually within an hour or 2 hours after the show airs. So I think more people, the WWE would get a lot more out of it to have them show up on Monday Night Raw, and really that's what they should be doing. So, but it will be interesting, because Vince McMahon wants him on Cyber Sunday, and the WWE as a whole wants him on Cyber Sunday, but the USA Network wants him on Monday Night Raw to make his return. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. If you're ordering Cyber Sunday to see Chris Jericho return, I wouldn't count on it. I would wait. If he does return, you can always catch the replay, or download it somewhere or whatever. But if you're ordering for the sole purpose of seeing Chris Jericho return, there's like a 50-50 chance that it'll happen, and I think it's more likely to happen on Raw, because it does make more sense. It's just a matter of, is Vince going to give up, his position, and is he going to let the USA Network basically tell him what to do? Because historically he doesn't like other people's ideas being successful. He wants to do it all by himself. I mean, look at what he did with the NWO. You know, think of the money he could have made with the NWO if he had, you know, continued to use them, but instead he squashed them after, what, 2 or 3 pay-per-views, they were gone. And, you know, that's just one example. I mean, you look at, you know, I think Chris Jericho may be the sole guy that ever, you know, that Vince didn't really create. I mean, although he did change his gimmick up a little bit when he came to the WWE from WCW, you know, but if say if Sting ever came to the WWE, they'd bury him because they want to make they wanted to kill off WCW at the time. Anyways, the point is, Vince McMahon does not like taking other people's ideas and using them, because if they become successful, then they look smarter than he is, and he can't have that. So it'll be interesting to see if Jericho shows up on Cyber Sunday. You'll know that Vince McMahon won out and he doesn't care about what the USA Network says. If Jericho appears on Raw, then you know that Bonnie Hammer and the USA Network won out. Now the flip side of that is, if he debuts at Cyber Sunday, people are still going to tune into Raw to see him. And so I mean, I guess it does work both ways. For my money, I would put it off another week. Say, coming next week, Chris Jericho, or whatever, Save Us 222 coming next week, and I think they would get a higher rating that way, because everyone wants to see what it's all about and so forth. That's my opinion on Chris Jericho. I'm going to cut this off short this for today, because I don't know how much time I've really got left here. 10 minutes? I don't know. So send me your questions and your comments. Keep them coming in. They're flooding in. I'm going to get to a few of them in the next episode. Thanks for watching.